Hey everybody, it's Paige Evans. Happy New Year. I have a new process video to share with you today documenting some favorite memories from 2019. So I want to show you how I got these tiny photos. On my website, every month on the first day of the month, I do a blog post with our highlights of the month. So on my blog, I opened up all 12 monthly highlights. And then from each blog post, I found one of my favorite photos, and so I would click on that photo and save it to a new folder called 2019 Highlights. And I repeated that 12 times, found 12 favorite photos, and then I use Picasa, which is now unsupported by Google, so there are no more updates, but you can still download it. It's my favorite way of getting all of my photos organized. So here's my folder. I'm just deleting those two, so I have 12 photos, one from every month. And then in Picasa, I'm going to find this folder. So I'm starting to type 2019 highlights, and it shows up here on the left side. So there are 12 photos, and I'm going to create a collage. So I grab all 12 photos, and then on the top, I click Create Picture Collage. And there are a bunch of different ratios that you can choose. My favorite was 2x5. I liked how they were kind of portrait sized. And then I'm changing the grid spacing a little bit so there is white space between each photo. And then click Create Collage, and it takes a few seconds, and then the collage is created. And go into your computer wherever the pictures are saved. In my pictures, there's a Picasa folder with collages, and ta-da, there is my picture. Now I'm going to open up Adobe Photoshop and create a new 8.5 by 11, which is a standard size letter document, and I'm going to drag and drop my collage into this new document, and I'm going to size it just a little bit smaller so that my printer can print it. I didn't show the sizing here, but I did make it a little bit smaller so that the borders wouldn't get cut off. And I have a Canon Pro 100 printer, which prints beautifully. And now let's get started on the layout. I am using my Truly Grateful collection with pink paisley. Here is the photo collage that printed, and so I'm going to take some time to trim each photo individually, leaving a small, thin white border around every picture. This helps define the edges and helps them pop off the background. So I'm using this frames paper from Truly Grateful. I did a very similar layout with my Pick Me Up collection a few collections ago, and I just haven't found the right photos to use with this layout or with this paper until now. I think it's perfect for doing a year in review layout. So I just kind of randomly placed the photos inside the frames on this paper. No real rhyme or reason except for I just liked the placement inside those specific frames. And I'm using foam squares to attach all of the photos in place so that they stand off the background just a little bit to create some depth and shadows. I also printed the months, and I used the font Remington Noiseless at size 8, and I printed it out, and now I'm trimming it into a strip and then going to trim out all of the individual months and then place them on the photo in which month it occurred. So I've got 12 months, 12 photos. This will be a great starter page to my 2019 scrapbook, or even the last page. And so I'll place the month on top of the coordinating photo, and I'm going to use liquid glue to attach the months in place. It's really fun to see all of these photos, especially how much my looks have changed throughout the year from January to December. I changed things up this year and went from dark brown to blonde. Why not? Hair grows back. So once I've finished gluing everything in place, I am going to start embellishing. First, I'm going to create the title using these colorful foam thickers. Again, everything is from Truly Grateful. So I made the year 2019. And then from the puffy stickers, these puffy phrase stickers, I wanted it to say 2019 memories, but there isn't one that says memories, and I searched through the collection and couldn't find anything. So I'm just going to have it say 2019 favorites instead. And I'm using a little heart enamel sticker from the Mixed Embellishments pack for the O. I think that's always fun to replace the O's with shaped icons and elements just for fun. And I have a sheet of these puffy phrase stickers that I use just as alpha stickers so I can get a rainbow effect. And now it's time to embellish, and this is the super fun part. It's kind of like a puzzle where I'm going through all of the embellishments, stickers, wooden buttons, floral die cuts and leaves, and adding little shapes inside the rest of the frames. And again, I don't really have a reasoning behind why I picked it, except for I liked the way it looked. So I'm not doing tone on tone. You can see I have a pink flower inside an orange frame, and that yellow with the pink acorn wooden button is inside of a teal or mint frame. So I'm not doing color on color. It's basically if it fits inside the frame and it goes along with family, then I use it. So this sticker that says this is the good stuff, there wasn't a frame large enough to fit the entire sentiment, so I just cut off the bottom that says good stuff, and again used the foam squares to attach it in place inside this frame, and it fits perfectly inside that frame. Now some of the embellishments don't fit perfectly inside the frames on the edges, so they are hanging off, and once I get everything stuck down, I will trim the excess. So from the journaling pack, I found that little journaling spot with the butterfly and the lines, and I just cut off a little bit of the top so it fit inside that frame. Adding a trio of sequins to one of the frames. I love this colorful Our Story from a tab journaling spot, so I just trimmed that off, and I can use the journaling lines for a separate project. From these epoxy stickers, I'll find a couple shapes to fit inside more of the frames. And this is just so fun for me. This is my favorite part of scrapbooking, is embellishing and finding those aha moments where things fit perfectly, like that You Are Loved round embellishment from the ephemera die cuts fits perfectly inside that circle. It's meant to be. So it's always fun to just find the bits and pieces that were meant to go in these spaces. Some tiny sequins to fill in some of these frames that are on the edges that don't have a whole lot of space. Leaf stickers, leaf die cuts, more puffy stickers. And I'm going to leave this frame empty for journaling, but I want to get everything glued in place first. So that's what I did. I adhered almost every single element I adhered with the foam squares to lift it off the background. And now I'm turning it over and trimming off any excess embellishments hanging over the edges. So here we go, everything is stuck down, and so I will use a ruler and a pencil to quickly make journaling lines. I want to make sure I like how it looks and that it's spaced evenly. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It looks pretty good, so I am going to come in with a black pen and write my journaling, just a very small and quick caption from all 12 months. And then I'll go over those pencil lines with the pen to help define the journaling. That, my friends, is the finished layout. This came together so quickly by having these frames and just filling them in with photos and embellishments. I have my 2019 favorites all in one place. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and Happy New Year!